So I couldn't find a couple dump trucks of steer manure, so I had to buy the bags. They were $2.25 a piece, but they're not straight manure. They are manure and compost, so they're not very hot. But I think there's a difference. This is my tomato garden from last year. So I scraped it, leveled it. Last year I noticed that the tomato cages with leaves built up around them did better. I guess it conserves water or keeps the weeds away from them. So this year I put half a bag under each tomato cage, except for the ones with the white bags tied to the tomato cages, which got a full bag. I've pushed, just like last year, I pushed the limits of my sprinkler. So these two should not get water. And then I think there's one more over there that the sprinkler just won't hit because there's not enough pressure. 2 years prior, I came through and cut down all of these trees and kind of rolled them in a circular pattern so that when my soil does get built up on this garden, I will not lose dirt down the side of the hill, because this is one of the flatter portions of my property. But kind of curious to see what this turns out this year. I didn't have to water much last year because we got a lot of rain, but I think I did have to water 6 times. But we had some pest control, squirrels, rabbits, goats, deer, that well, we didn't get very many tomatoes, but it was nice coming up here and grabbing some and taking them home to eat them. But it was never more than a shirt full each trip up here. This year I suspect we'll do better. The forest compost stuff that I'm using isn't quite, not a lot of nutritions in it yet, but I don't think the tomato plant will put a lot of roots off into the mounds that I created, because it's light, it's airy, and I'm using that kind of for weed control. When I get my compost pile done, which this is the compost pile over here, I do plan on using some of it for in between the tomatoes. Plus, as the year goes on, I will mulch around the tomato plants more with forest scrapings. Just letting you know my tomato garden for the year. Trying to keep it cheap and dirty and super easy. Kind of rethinking everything, because we are in a new part of the country, and where we came from, it was desert with very fertile soil but no rain. Here we have rain, but this red soil that's full of rocks. It's more like dirt instead of soil. But there's my update on my tomato garden.